Like Jesus Christ, Bhagavan was also a good shepherd who tenderly tended at all his devotees. He gave comfort and solace not only to Krishnamurti Iyer, but to his wife, Subala Lakshmi Ammal, and to every one of his family members. Consequently, Subbalakshmi Ammal and her children became totally dedicated to Bhagavan. Before meeting Bhagavan, the family lived in a tiny village. Being already dedicated to Bhagavan, Krishnamurti would often escape to Arunachala, leaving his wife and his family alone in the village. During this time, Subbalakshmi Ammal was constantly in a state of panic because she was afraid that her husband would renounce the world and take sannyas. One night, this fear gripped her heart so much that she cried as she went to bed. Bhagavan appeared to her in a dream and said, "Subbalakshmi, have no fear. I am taking care of Krishnamurti. Allow him to pursue his mode of sadhana. I am protecting you. Give up all your worries." After saying this, Bhagavan put out his hand and blessed her. The couple visited Bhagavan the next day and narrated the dream. Bhagavan gave a gracious smile of approval. From that night onwards, Subbalakshmi Ammal dedicated herself wholly to Bhagavan and led a happily married life, totally freed from doubt and fear. After moving to Tiruvannamalai, the family stayed in town. Subbalakshmi Ammal was busy educating her children. She hardly had time for spiritual sadhana. The entire family worshipped Bhagavan as God, yet she found no time for sadhana. Bhagavan was most undemanding. For those like Subbalakshmi Ammal who could not come to him, Bhagavan himself moved towards them in different ways. One day there was a huge procession in town. A large picture of Seshadri Swami was being taken through the town to the accompaniment of drums and other musical instruments. Subbalakshmi Ammal had a look at the picture and thought, "If only I had at home a similar large picture of Bhagavan, who I cannot visit every day, I could have offered puja and garlands to him." With such thoughts, she went inside the house and bolted the door. At once, there was a knock on the door. Someone with an equally large picture of Bhagavan was standing at the doorstep. And the man said, "I come from the village of Polur, and I have been instructed to leave this photograph at your house. I am on my way to the ashram. I will return after having the darshan of Bhagavan." Needless to say, Subbalakshmi Ammal's joy knew no bounds when she saw the picture. She reverentially took the picture inside, garlanded it, and performed puja. When the children returned from school, they were equally thrilled. They rejoiced, "Oh, Bhagavan has come to our house." When the children saw their father returning home, they rushed to the street and declared, "Father, Bhagavan has come to our house." Krishnamurti was equally excited and wondered how it arrived. Subbalakshmi Ammal said, "I thought you had sent the man." And before Krishnamurti could reply, the man who had given the picture arrived and said, "I am an electrician. One day I was called by Major Chadwick to do some electrical repairs in his room. I saw this photograph there. When the work was done, he gave me some money. I told Chadwick to give me this photograph instead of money. I was delighted when he did so and took the photograph to Polur. Every day I perform puja to the photograph with great reverence. However, one day something possessed me and I said, I have to go to Tiruvannamalai to Avarangatu Street to give the picture to Dr. N.R. Krishnamurti Iyer. And that is why I am now leaving it behind." The entire family narrated the incident to Bhagavan, who listened to it with great interest and wonder, as if he had nothing to do with it. Dr. Krishnamurti's surrender to Bhagavan was total and unconditional. He focused more and more on sadhana. Consequently, he could not devote much time to his medical profession and earn money. Dr. T.S. Rajan, the health minister at the time, was his classmate and good friend. Dr. Rajan came to meet Krishnamurti. He had heard of his financial state and wished to offer help. He suggested, "I can get you a job in a government hospital. It will get you a regular income." And Krishnamurti replied, "The spiritual force which brought me to Arunachala will take care of my future welfare." Such was his unshakable belief in Bhagavan. As if to match his faith, Bhagavan brought upon himself two health conditions which Krishnamurti could treat.